Good evening, everyone. My name is Carly Rappaport-Stein, and I'm the Executive Director of Intercultural Journeys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight to Love is a Rebellion. I'm broadcasting to you from my home, as I'm sure many of you are inside now at your own homes. It's an unusual time, but it's a moment where I think it's even more important to be able to connect together in ways like this, through music, through poetry, and through our community, whether we are next to each other or are virtual. I know you are going to enjoy the artists you are about to see, which include the wonderful Aslihan and Ertugrul Erkisi, Umer Piracha, and Sham-e-Ali Nayeem. As you get to know their work, I think you'll fall just as much in love with their work as I have. And if that is the case, if you love what you see tonight, I hope you will take a moment to become a supporter of Intercultural Journeys. We are a small organization and we are fueled by the passion of the folks who support and love the work we do. If that's you, you can join us at interculturaljourneys.org/donate. That's interculturaljourneys.org/donate. I hope you'll join me, and I know you are going to love the music, the poetry, and the conversation that you're about to see. Thanks so much, and I'll speak with you after the program.
Don't Do by Jalaluddin Rumi. I heard you intend to leave us. Don't do. You're tending to another beloved one, another friend. Don't do. Oh, my moon, the universe has become a debris, a ruin, because of your love. You're making us a debris, such ruin. Don't do. Oh, you, who has a thorn beyond existence and absence, you are leaving the ground of existence. Don't do. If you forsake, the moon turns into dark in sorrows. You intend also to ruin the moon's world. Don't do. Doesn't harm us even if you put poison in candy bowls. You turn poison into candy and candy into poison. Don't do. My eyes, which contaminated to sins, this thief of your beauty. Oh, you, the one who's worse even to steal for. You are stealing, don't do. If you don't have the strength to handle beloved ones, so why are you astonished for love? Don't do. Uprise, my dear. Time for empty words has been passed. So why are you passing out with drunkenness of love? Don't do.
Ya Rabbi aşkın erman efendim. Ya Rabbi aşkın erman efendim. Bu diyeyim Allah Allah döne döne.
Rabia al-Basri. In love, nothing exists between heart and heart. Speech is born out of longing. True description from the real taste. The one who tastes knows. The one who explains lies. How can you describe the true form of something in whose presence you are blotted out and in whose being you still exist and who lives as a sign for your journey?
Güzel aşık çevrenizi çekemezsin beni. Bu bir rıza lokması yiyemezsin beni. Güzel aşık çevrenizi çekemezsin beni. Bu bir rıza lokması diyemezsin demedim mi? Demedim mi, demedim mi? Gönül sana söylemedim mi? Demedim mi, demedim mi? Gönül sana söylemedim mi? Bu birden mi gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Bu birden mi gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Yerden kalıracak, gözlerinden damlar saçacak. Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Yemeyenler bakıracak, gözlerinden damlar saçacak. Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Demedim mi, demedim mi? Gönül sana söylemedim mi? Demedim mi, demedim mi? Gönül sana söylemedim mi? Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi? Bu birdendir gelir geçer, uyamazsın demedim mi?
Hi guys, my name is Ertugrul Aslihan. I am from Turkey. I was born in Çorum in the middle of Anatolia. I graduated from Aegean University Turkish Music Conservatory voice training section, and I taught Turkish makam music and picked tambur for 2 years as a lecturer at Aegean University. And then I moved to Istanbul and I produced over 10 CDs for myself as a singer. I started to make some successful projects for kids. I got a lot of prizes from respectable institutions by those projects. They are sold over 1 million copies in Turkey and all over the world. And then we moved to US and we make our job and music here now.
Hello everyone, I'm Aslihan Erkisi. I'm singer and classic kemençe player. I was born in Germany. I studied at Istanbul Technical University Conservatory and I was lecturer there. I did my master degree on educational science and now I am PhD students Department of Musicology in Istanbul. I lived in Istanbul until I came here. I've been in America for 3.5 years and continue my music studies here.
Looking for Your Own Face by Farid Uddin Attar. Your face is neither infinite nor ephemeral. You can never see your own face, only a reflection, not the face itself. So you sigh in front of mirrors and cloud the surface. It's better to keep your breath cold. Hold it like a diver does in the ocean. One slight movement, the mirror image goes. Don't be dead or asleep or awake. Don't be anything. What you most want, what you travel around wishing to find. Lose yourself as lovers lose themselves, and you'll be that.
मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, दिल को दागे अलम दे गए हैं। मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, दिल को दागे अलम दे गए हैं। तोड़ कर काबाए दिल हमारा, तोड़ कर काबाए दिल हमारा, हसरतों के सनम दे गए हैं। मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, दिल को दागे अलम दे गए हैं। मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, दिल को दागे अलम दे गए हैं। इस इनायत पे कुर्बान जाऊं, इस इनायत पे कुर्बान जाऊं, प्यार मांगा था गम दे गए हैं। मेरी आँखों को बख्शे हैं आंसू, दिल को दागे अलम देने आए थे हमको तसल्ली, वो तसल्ली तो क्या हमको देंगे। ऐसी उल्फत में वो जाते जाते मुझको अपनी कसम दे गए हैं।
Greetings and peace. My name is Sham-e-Ali Nayeem. I'm a Philadelphia-based poet and artist. I'm truly honored and grateful to be a part of tonight's collaboration through Intercultural Journeys titled Love is a Rebellion. Sufism, Sufi poetry and art are near and dear to me. Sufism is the esoteric school of Islam founded on the pursuit of spiritual truth. Often, our most important truths may require a path of patience and fortitude. In Sufism, self-understanding is a path that leads to the understanding of the divine. Here, there is a reminder that there is no separation between all of being, the Creator and the Creator's creations. Tonight is just a small glimpse into the vast realm of Sufi expression. I invite you to go inward and join us in this collaborative meditation through Sufi poetry and music. May we grow closer to love, self-understanding, truth, and unity with the Divine Beloved. Thank you so much. Two Friends by Jalaluddin Rumi. A certain person came to the friend's door and knocked. "Who's there?" "It's me," the friend answered. "Go away. There's no place for raw meat at this table." The individual went wandering for a year. Nothing but the fire of separation can change hypocrisy and ego. The person returned completely cooked, walked up and down in front of the friend's house, gently knocked. "Who is it?" "You." "Please come in." "Myself." There's no place in this house for two. The doubled end of the thread is not what goes through the eye of the needle. It is a single pointed, fined down thread end, not a big ego beast with baggage.
Bülbüller sazda, güller niyazda. Bülbüller sazda, güller niyazda. Söyle namazda, elhamdülillah. Söyle namazda, elhamdülillah. Yatma seherde, uğrarsın derde. Yatma seherde, uğrarsın derde. Söyle her yerde, elhamdülillah. Söyle her yerde, elhamdülillah. Kalbimde iman, dilimde Kur'an. Kalbimde iman, dilimde Kur'an. Gönlümde sultan, elhamdülillah. Koşuşur herkes, duyulur bir ses. Söyle her nefes elhamdülillah. Söyle her nefes elhamdülillah.
Hi, this is Umer, the vocalist of Falsa. So, how to listen to the music that you're about to hear? And I think the best way is to enter the state of mind of the people who created it, say in 14th century North India or later in Central Asia. And that is a state of mind that doesn't look at entertainment as a form of distraction, but rather an experience of art as a form of presence that does not necessarily have a sense of time. Certainly a sense of time that is that it needs to be used well, but not something that is an economic resource, so you're just kind of waiting for the next thing. So it's really about slowing down and allowing the themes that are orally communicated to really just kind of bring people back to a very sort of human state that is right here and together, and something that is universal. So in other words, it can be cultivated regardless of what century you lived in, because there's something human about it rather than contextual or cultural about it.
खुसरो ने जाम से बात जो लागी, खुसरो ने जाम से बात जो लागी, मोरे सोहागन सीर मुसनना।
Sing Loud by Rumi. Advice doesn't help lovers. They're not the kind of mountain stream you can build a dam across. An intellectual doesn't know what the drunk is feeling. So don't try to figure what those lost inside love will do next. Someone in charge would give up all his power if he caught one whiff of that wine musk from the room where the lovers are doing who knows what. One of them tries to dig a hole through the mountain. One flees from academic honors. One laughs at famous mustaches. Life freezes if it doesn't get a taste of the almond cake. The stars come up spinning every night, bewildered in love. They'd grow tired with that revolving if it weren't. They'd say, "How long do we have to do this?" God picks up the reed fruit world and blows. Each note is a need coming through one of us, a passion, a longing pain. Remember the lips where the wind breath originated, and let your note be clear. Don't try to end it. Be your note. I'll show you how it's enough. Go up on the roof at night in this city of the soul. Let everyone climb on their roofs and sing their notes. Sing loud.
प्रेम भटी का मदवा पे लाई के मतवाली करनी निर मुसनना हो मुसनना हो मुसनना मिलाई के छाप तिलक सब छीनी रे मुसनना मिलाई के
Moth. It isn't in the wings or the flying where freedom takes place. It is in the quiet cosmos of your unbecoming. In a case of silk, your essence is protected, while imaginal discs shift, molt into mystery. Cave in. May a song be an anchor while your body falls into itself. May you find beauty in the reconstruction. Do you remember your simultaneous origin and conclusion? Do you remember how once in a cocoon you met yourself?
आज रंग है आज रंग है आज रंग है
Go to the Limits of Your Longing by Rainier Maria Rilke. God speaks to us as he makes us, then walks with us silently out of the night. These are the words we dimly hear. You, sent out beyond your recall, go to the limits of your longing. Embody me. Flare up like a flame and make big shadows I can move in. Let everything happen to you. Beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is final. Don't let yourself lose me. Nearby is the country they call life. You'll know it by its seriousness. Give me your hand.
आज रंग है, आज रंग है, रंग है, आज रंग है, रंग है, आहे रंग है, रंग है, मेरे ख्वाजा के घर रंग है, सभी रंग है, रंग है, मेरे महबूब के घर रंग है, निजामुद्दीन औलिया जग उच यारो जग उच यारो जगत उच यारो ए मैं तो जब देखूं ए मोरे संग है रंग आज रंग है
You are the one I need. Your love has wrested me away from me. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. Day and night I burn, gripped by agony. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. I find no great joy in being alive. If I cease to exist, I would not grieve. The only solace I have is your love. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. Lovers yearn for you, but your love slays them. At the bottom of the sea, it lays them. It has God's images. It displays them. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. Let me drink the wine of love, sip by sip. Like Mechnun, live in the hills in hardship, day and night. Care for you holds me in its grip. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. Even if at the end they make me die and scatter my ashes up to the sky, my pit would break into this outcry. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave. Yunus Emre, the mystic, is my name. Each passing day fans and rouses my flame. What I desire in both worlds is the same. You're the one I need. You're the one I crave.
Nice ağlamayım, etmeyim feryat, aman aman etmeyim feryat. Nice ağlamayım, etmeyim feryat, aman aman etmeyim feryat. Giriftarı aşkın binevasiyem, aman aman binevasiyem. Giriftarı aşkın binevasiyem, aman aman binevasiyem. Leyli'nindir Mecnun, Şirin'in Ferhat, aman aman Şirin'in Ferhat. Leyli'nindir Mecnun, Şirin'in Ferhat, aman aman Şirin'in Ferhat. Ben de şehnigarın müptelasıyem, aman aman müptelasıyem. Ben de şehnigarın Asiye. Neylerem dünyayı, neylerem malı, aman aman neylerem malı. Neylerem dünyayı, neylerem malı, aman aman neylerem malı. Neylerem keşmiri, neylerem şalı, aman aman neylerem şalı. Neylerem keşmiri, neylerem şalı, aman aman neylerem şalı. Ben divane oldum aşkın pamali, aman aman aşkın pamali. Ben divane oldum aşkın pamali, aman aman aşkın pamali. Serveri hubanın bir gedasiyem, aman aman bir gedasiyem. Serveri hubanın bir gedasiyem, aman aman bir gedasiyem. Ey Seyyid Nigari, ey aşkı tuyan, aman aman ey aşkı tuyan. Ey Seyyid Nigari, ey aşkı tuyan, aman aman ey aşkı tuyan. Ey aşıkı şeyda, ey kârı efgan, aman aman ey kârı efgan. Ey aşıkı şeyda, ey kârı efgan, aman aman ey kârı efgan. Karubanı aşka benem saruban, aman aman benem saruban. Karubanı aşka benem saruban, aman aman benem saruban. Leyli'nin Mecnun'un rehnumasiyem, aman aman rehnumasiyem. Leyli'nin Mecnun'un rehnumasiyem, aman aman rehnumasiyem. Ben de Şeyh Nigar'ın müptelasıyem, aman aman müptelasıyem. Leyli'nin Mecnun'un rehnumasıyem, aman aman rehnumasıyem.
ख्वाजा जी ख्वाजा जी महाराजा जी ए तुम बड़ो गरीब नवाज अपना करके राखियो मोरे ख्वाजा ए तो है बाँ पकड़े की लाज।
We Shall See by Faiz Ahmed Faiz, translated by Mustansir Dalvi. Inevitably, we shall also see the day that was promised to us, decreed on the tablet of eternity. When dark peaks of torment and tyranny will be blown away like cotton fluff. When the earth's beating heart will pulsate beneath our broken feet. When crackling, crashing lightning will smite the heads of our tormentors. When the seed of the Almighty, every pedestal will lie displaced. Then the dispossessed, we who kept the faith, will be installed to our inalienable legacy. Every crown will be flung, each throne brought down. Only his name will remain. He who is both unseen and ubiquitous. He who is both the vision and the beholder. When the clarion call of I am truth, the truth that is me, and the truth that is you, will ring out. All God's creatures will rule. Those like me, and those like you.
तुम ही कहो महाराज मुइनुद्दीन। ए तुम ही कहो महाराज मुइनुद्दीन। कृपा करो महाराज मुइनुद्दीन, कृपा करो ए महाराज मुइनुद्दीन, महाराज मुइनुद्दीन, महाराज मुइनुद्दीन, कृपा करो ए महाराज।
Between you and you. Somewhere on a cliff in the Himalayas, you smelled the fragrance of your own mortality. You found your reflection in the mud. You honored the way you loved, the way your heart broke, how life became living, became generative, regenerative magic. Mimic nature, experienced itself. When the boulders lodged in your spine finally turned to dust, when you learned how to stand straight, when you laid flowers at the entrance to your womb, when a thread of light lit a river through you, a conduit between Earth's core and infinity. Here, you kiss the middle of your own palm, above the lifeline, below the heartline. You experienced how spirit rests in the colors at the edge of breath, meridians, small portals to no space or time. You stopped longing, wishing, caring, became bone, blood, breath, a heart of 4 chambers, and release.
There's a word of wisdom. Music is a universal language. Musicians or music lovers all over the world, they can communicate each other with music because they know that secret way between heart to heart. That secret way is music. This is the best advantage of being musician.
Makam music was used as a treatment for patients in ancient Greek and ancient Egypt civilizations and Ottoman Empire. The audience who came to congratulate us after our concerts mostly says that the music we make sounds like therapy. One of my friends, she is a doctor. She called me and she said, you should listen Rast Makam music for anxiety. I was very impressed, like everyone else in this troubled period we went through. So I started to listen Rast Makam. It's really working. It is work. What's Rast Makam? I can show you. Sol, si, la, sol, la, fa, si, la, sol, sol. Sol, la, si, do, re, sol, sol, fa, fa, mi, re, do, si, la, si. Do, re, do, si, la. Si, la, si, do, si, la, sol, fa, si, la, sol, sol.
The Guest House by Jalaluddin Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door, laughing, and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond.
Hak şerleri hayreyler, zannetme ki gayreyler. Arif anı seyreyler, Mevla görelim neyler. Mevla kimseye hor bakma, kalp kırma, gönül yakma. Sen nefsine yan çıkma, Mevla görelim neyler, Mevla görelim neyler, neylerse güzel eyler. Demen için şu şöyle, yerincedir o böyle. Bak sonuna sabreyle, Mevla görelim neyler, Mevla görelim neyler, neylerse güzel eyler.
Halima, Halima mein manastu, hai manam ghulam Ali. हजार जाने गिरामी, ए फिदाए नामे अली। मन को तू मौला,
All the Books by Bulleh Shah. You read so many books to know it all, yet fail to ever read yourself at all. You rush to temples and mosques to play a part, but wouldn't dare enter the shrine of your heart. You are quick to judge every evil one, yet pride is a battle you have not won. You grab for a star to possess and control, yet fail to grasp what's already here in your soul.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carly Rappaport-Stein, and I'm the Executive Director of Intercultural Journeys. I'm so thrilled that you stuck with us tonight for a wonderful concert, and I know we're about to have a great conversation. Around me, around my head, I have the pictures of some fantastic artists: Ertugrul Aslihan Erkisi, Umer Piracha, Sham-e-Ali Nayeem, Fatih Bayram, and then Intercultural Journey's artistic director, Alex Shaw. I'm so excited for this conversation with the artists, particularly as you have heard their incredible music and poetry for the last hour or so. Continue to chat into YouTube. We'll be reading off your questions and answering them as best we can. And if for any reason you're having trouble with the chat function on YouTube, we're happy to take questions at info@interculturaljourneys.org. That is info@interculturaljourneys.org. So I'm going to start with a question that came a little while ago, and it is for Umer. So Umer, it's a two-part question. Umer, could you tell us about the name of your band Falsa and then some of the instruments that we heard tonight?
Sure. You can hear me okay?
Great.
Great. Salsa is the name of a fruit. It's the texture of or the size and shape of a blueberry, but like a more purplish hue. And it's native to Pakistan and India, so the South Asia, and only available very rarely, so basically only for a couple of weeks out of the year. And after moving to the US, there was a very long period because of immigration bureaucracies that I was not able to return home to Pakistan. So many years passed, and there was, as a result, a 10-year gap between my having had Falsa. So when I had it again, when I got all my papers sorted out and everything, I was able to return. But when I returned finally during Falsa season and I had it again, it was this incredible sense that home is not something you can take with you. You can only return to it. It just made the last 10 years very real for me. And we're doing something very similar in music. It's not nostalgia. It's sort of just a sense of significance that comes from a loss of power in the event of something magnanimous and majestic. Home is one such thing, and this music represents that. So that's the name. And then the instruments. So yeah, they're instruments. There are a mix of Eastern and Western instruments. So we've got bass six and harmonium being played by Tom Dice, Spanish guitar by Paul Aaron, trumpet is Adam Hirschberger, Carnatic, which is South Indian violin, is by Siddharth Ashok Kumar, and then Greg Foran plays a standard drum kit. And then Tom played some dhol, which is another percussion instrument on top of that. He can do everything.
That's wonderful. And that's so neat to hear how many people are involved in making such an amazing sound. I know that there are some other artists up here who also have a lot of instruments that they play. And I can see some of them on the wall behind them. Hi, Ertugrul and Aslihan. Would you tell us about those instruments that are on the wall behind your head?
Okay, who start? I start. This is a classical kemanche, and it has three names actually. One of them Istanbul kemanche, the other one Greek lira, and the other name is classic kemanche. It has three strings. This is normally in Western music A, D, and A. These are the open strings, and Turkish instruments are written a 4 higher than they sound. So I hear D, G, and D. When I play this instrument, I stopped the strings with my side of the left hand's nails. And Ertugrul?
Yeah, this is the unique one. Its name is pik tambur. Pik tambur. There's a Persian tambur. The other one, that one is not too long neck, but this one is, you will see in video, our video. This is very old ancient instrument. It comes from Sumerians in Anatolia. It's very old. All of the history, during the history, it improved, and we play this now like this. Its front side is very thin, very thin. It's because of that I broke it here from here. Yeah. This is its place with pick. This one, the other one. This is bow tambur. Both we play this one with bow. It's very, we can say this is Turkish cello. Turkish cello. Yes, you know, oud. Oud is very classical Middle Eastern instrument. You see here, and this there is a whirling dervish on it. Its name is erbane. Erbane. It's the Turkish drum, Mesopotamian drum actually. And there are a lot of instruments at our home. We like to play them.
I can tell you like to play them all. We like listening to them all. We've got a couple more questions coming in from the chat. One that I think could go both to Umer and to the Erkisis might want to speak about this too. The question is, how do you hold your center? How do you stay centered when you are performing an ecstasy-inducing song?
Umer, we'll start, I think.
Okay, thank you. It's challenging. I can't say that it is something that is always 100% possible. It is ecstasy-inducing, so it does require going inwards and becoming part of the performance, But one thing that helps is, it's nothing there's nothing quite magical about it. It's really just warming up properly before the performance and remembering, like saying a prayer, I guess, to remember that you're the channel of the music, that this performance is not about you. It's about the people who are listening, and it's about the ideas that are expressed through it. And then, of course, this is an interesting one, but staying away from, substances, essentially, like being sober while performing, because the music in and of itself is very as you said, ecstasy-inducing.
That's such an interesting and a complex question. And thank you for answering, Umer. And as Aslihan and Ertugrul think about it, I'm actually going to invite Fatih into the conversation as well. Hi, Fatih. He's going to help a little bit with the translation. The question was, how do you hold your center when you are working on music that is just ecstasy inducing?
Okay. Hi, Carla. How are you? Hi, Carla. Good to see you. Okay. I must say, Ertugrul and Aslihan's English improved a lot. We have done a lot of concerts throughout the US, maybe for more than 3 years. In the first few years, I was translating for them on the stage. But after maybe 6 months or so, I didn't need to, because they were trying their best to introduce their own songs and introduce their own instruments. So I really appreciate their hard work on their communication skills as well. So the question, shall I just translate the question real quick? Aslan Hanım, Ertuğrul Bey, sizin için nasıl kendinizi bir merkezde tutuyorsunuz? Bu performanslarınız esnasında düşünceleriniz nerede odaklanıyor? Ne düşünüyorsunuz daha çok?
Müzik sevgi demek Fatih. Sevgi demek
Music means
ve
love, Carly.
biz o sevgiyi karşıya hissettirmeye çalışıyoruz.
We're trying our best to reflect this love to the audience, basically.
Müzik, benim için de müzik özgürlük demek.
And for me, music means freedom.
O yani şarkı söylerken, o müziği yaparken o şarkıyı yazan bestecinin ve söz yazarının ne hissettiğini anlamaya çalışıp onların kimliğine bürünüp onu karşıya verdiğim için aynı zamanda kendimi dünyanın en özgür insanı hissediyorum. Bir başkası olabilme özgürlüğünü hissediyorum.
And I'm trying to feel the composer's feelings and trying to understand what he felt while composing that particular tune. And since it gives me extra freedom, because I can be anybody, any composer at that time, I can feel their feelings and then reflect it to the audience. So I feel very free when I'm performing.
Thank you.
May I add one thing? Fatih, çok güzel bir söz var. Çok güzel bir atasözü var. Bir wise man sözü. Diyor ki, müzik meleklerin kanat sesleridir diyor.
Fantastic.
Yani biz o ruhla yapıyoruz o işi yaparken.
There's a very wise idiom, Ertugrul says, music is the sound of the wings of the angels, he says. And this is how I try to feel while I'm performing my music.
That is so beautiful and so profound. Thank you both for that. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Fatih.
Thank you.
In talking about those sort of profound feelings that we experience through music, I know tonight we also experience some really profound feelings through poetry. So Sham, I have a question for you about poetry. And this question comes from Yolanda. And it asks, is poetry part of your daily life? And if so, how?
Hi, Carly. Thanks so much. And thank you to Alex and Nia for tonight. Poetry is definitely a part of my daily life. It's the lens in which I look at the world, and I feel in many ways that poetry is life. It's a distilled form of life. It's a distilled expression of life, rather. And so I see poetry in absolutely everything I do. So I'm sure Yolanda might want to hear from Umer and the Erkisis in terms of what their relationship is to poetry as they create and express through music.
Umer, do you want to start and talk a little bit about poetry as how it influences your creative and daily life?
Sure. Well, it was very sort of woven into the everyday fabric growing up in Pakistan. We celebrate our Urdu and Punjabi poets and the Persian influence. And my father would recite poetry. It was considered sort of like a mark of education, higher education, to be familiar with the poets. And an interesting thing about the languages from this region is that they are what's considered high context languages, which means that you don't rely as much on words to communicate meaning. You rely much more so on emotion and the nuances and the tonality of the sound. And so in that sense, poetry is directly related to music because it trains, poetry in these languages trains you to experience those emotions in a very musical manner and in a very deep way. Where words the same short sentence can mean 2 or 3 differences at the same time. So you get this rush of overwhelming emotion because of the interlinks between these meanings. And so it's very directly related. Music would not be possible without it.
I love that answer. And we have actually a related question to that that I bet Umer, Aslihan, and Ertugrul will want to chime in on about improvisation asking what role does improvisation play in these forms of musical expression? Umer, do you want to start? And then Aslihan and Ertugrul can jump in.
Sure, sure. Yeah, it's as you can hear in Faiz' music, it's very there's a very strong improvisational component to it, and that's because every musician there has a lot of like practice, just training their ear and their instrument to be able to really listen and play with other musicians. Now, having said that, it doesn't mean that there are no rules. We play within very specific guidelines, and we're so firstly, listening to each other is a rule we cannot break. Like we really must listen, and no one should try to sort of like overpower the others. And so it's an interesting balance. Like you are trying to play together, but you're also being a team, and the music is about that too, just sort of like the greater good. Yeah.
That's wonderful. And Aslihan and Ertugrul, so the question is about what role improvisation plays in your music, in this form of musical expression.
Carly, I think Ertugrul and Aslan have a lot of followers who speak Turkish. May I also translate this question so that
yes, yes.
Something for our audience as well?
That would be lovely. Please.
İmprovizasyonun nasıl bir rolü var sizin eserlerinizde? Nasıl yer alıyor? İmprovizasyon eserlerinizde nasıl bir yer buluyor?
I just want to start in English, then I
can speak Turkish.
Okay.
No fantastic.
A makam is a series of trichords, tetrachords, and pentachords that make up scale. It's also explained as a microtonal makam scale. So the makam scale has a strict rules. For example, one tetrachord plus one pentachords joined together, it wields makam. So it kaldım.
Başlarında taksim falan.
Bu kurallar çerçevesinde, ben Türkçe'ye dönüşüm yapamayacağım. Bu kurallar çerçevesinde yani bu kurallara bağlı kalarak belli makam özelliklerini bildiğiniz zaman o makamların dışına çıkmadan kendi ruh dünyanızı anlatan improvizasyon, yani doğaçlama sesler çıkarıyorsunuz. Buna improvizasyon deniyor.
By staying true to the rules of these makams, these patterns, we are trying to do our improvisation, and we're trying to reflect our soul, basically.
Yeah. Fatih, bir de I want to add one more thing.
Please.
Improvisation'ı biz Türk müziğinde özellikle şarkıların öncesinde şarkılara insanlar havasına girsin diye bir enstrüman tarafından yapılan bir taksim olarak mesela kullanıyoruz. Onun haricinde ikinci olarak da önemli, Sufi müzikte gazel olarak kutsal metinleri, şiirleri serbest bir şekilde altta bir müziğin üzerinde o kutsal metinleri gazel olarak, improvisation olarak söylüyoruz.
Improvisation takes its place in Turkish music by, giving a quick intro of that particular makam. So we usually use this improvisation either in the beginning of a certain tune or in Sufi music when we're reciting a ghazal. It's some sort of a poem before the music, the actual body of the music starts. We do improvisations for a few minutes, and then the actual body of the music starts.
Very neat. So as you are improvising on all these beautiful instruments that you showed us all about. One of the questions we got in our chat is, what are all of these instruments made of? What is the material that makes the oud or the other instruments that you're playing? Which I have to say, I didn't catch the name the first time, so you'll have to say it again for me. Maybe the Erkisis could tell what your instruments are made out of?
The classic kemanche is made of ceviz, peanut,
Walnut tree, exactly.
walnut tree. This made this, and I don't know what's the name of abonos.
Ebony, I think.
Ebony,
Yeah.
Ebony trees. And oud.
Oud is walnut too. It's the front side. I don't remember its name actually. If önceden haber verseydi dersime çalışırdım dediğini söyler misin?
If you informed me earlier, Ertugrul says I could just study a little more on these materials, but
but it's luthiers. I don't know English meaning.
They are
luthier.
special woods.
Special, yeah.
Special woods, and generally 95% wooden instruments, all of them.
Great. And Umer, how about you? Some of the instruments, what are some of the instruments that you're playing made out of?
So this would, again, maybe I should study this a little bit better. As the vocalist, I really wish that I could ask my bandmates, but harmonium, I think, is made from very similar wood, but I couldn't tell you, specifically. A South Indian violin is like just a violin, but it's played like kind of in the other direction, like this, rather than, sitting down. But it's, I think, made from the same materials as any like violin normally would, although I could be wrong about that. But yeah, I think that the rest of the instruments we're using are very Western, and Spanish guitar, bass, like an electric bass. Yeah. So I'm a little thin on the knowledge of the materials of these instruments.
Very neat. Oh, it's good to hear. And it sounds like there are lots of different materials that go into crafting these instruments. And we had one person ask, it was walnut, right? That your string instruments were made out of? Walnut wood?
Yes, it's walnut.
Great. All right. Well, I have been seeing so much love for each of you on that chat board. I hope you have a chance to jump over to see that chat and to see how much people are enjoying listening and hearing your work. So I am hoping that each of you will take a moment and talk about your latest work and where everybody can find it. Maybe we could start with you, Sham.
Thanks, Carly. My latest work right now is a book called City of Pearls. You can find it at my website, which is Sham-e-Ali.com. I also released an album of select poems from the book, accompanied by Kai Cesar on Rabab, also called City of Pearls. And you can find that on Bandcamp, as well as all of the streaming sites. And I'm currently working on some new things that I'm hoping to share over the course of this year. So thanks.
Wonderful. And Umer, where can people find the music of Falsa and your music too?
Falsa is the album, we just released it on Bandcamp. So the link is just Falsa Music, like one word, falsamusic.bandcamp.com, or the website, which is falsamusic.com. Either way, you'd find the album. And that's the most recent work that we have is the debut album. I'm working currently on some of my solo, um, work. But one thing that I've sort of become very interested recently in is that while musicians are spending a lot of time at home or having to spend a lot of time at home, obviously, or if not 100% of their time, I want to see if live streaming can be an interesting outlet. A lot of the work that I'm actively doing is on this new page called the Quality Quarantine Sessions, where I'll be doing some more stripped down tracks of salsa and hopefully improvise a little bit. People can see the sort of the studio setup and the improvisation on top of it. So that's kind of like, it's kind of split between like paying attention to the album, salsa album, but also like creating this kind of platform where musicians can come and we can play together, which was trying to figure out what that would look like.
Very neat. Thanks, Umer. And Aslihan and Ertugrul, if I wanted to get your music, where should I go look for it?
If they want our music, they can find us from Spotify, iTunes, and Aslihan Erkisi, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels. Ertugrul Erkisi, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube channels too, and Istanbul Trio YouTube channels. So nowadays we are giving we are performing on Facebook as a home concert series. They can find us from Facebook page Aslihan Erkisi, Ertugrul Erkisi Facebook page.
And we are teaching online classes, music classes nowadays, of course, because of the conditions. On other side, we are teaching music for kids,
and adults.
Yes, and other one, and we want to do. But Umer's project is a very nice project. I loved it. I loved it. It's important. I want to thank you at first at Intercultural Journeys to make this interesting way, to open this interesting way, because everybody think this, but to build this is belongs to you now. Yeah, you made it real. I think it will be good example for us or for all musicians.
Thank you for support.
We want to
us.
thank you. Yeah. For Alex, thank you. I think we will do something online. We will music online music after now. I want to one more thank you to Sham. It's very interesting test to make Anatolian Ottoman music and Sham's poems. It's this collaborate. This mixing is very interesting.
Amazing.
Yes, it was very amazing. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm right behind 100% what Arturu just said. I couldn't have said it any better. Just wanted to add that.
Well, it really is our pleasure to bring all of you together. And it's our privilege to get to bring all of you together and to be able to listen to you together. It is so moving. I can tell you, I got to listen to you. I got a sneak preview. I got to hear you all as I did tech rehearsals, and I thought, I just can't wait to hear you all tonight. I'm so glad that we got to do this. And speaking of bringing you all together, I really want to give a shout out to Intercultural Journey's artistic director, who's also here on the Zoom call, Alex Shah, who brought all of these artists together tonight. And I'm sure we'd love to talk a little bit about what that process was like.
Thank you, Carly. And hello, everybody. I'm just so moved from this program. This has been more than a year in the making. I've had all these conversations with the artists, and as some of you may have read in the artistic director's statement about the program, this came about very differently than any of us could have imagined. But I think that's something, so powerful about, about the art and the way that circumstances can shape the moment. And, my role in kind of helping to bridge these relationships and to bridge these different artistic pieces was one of privilege and one that I was just so grateful for, particularly in the time that we're in right now. Just the ability to kind of work and bring these elements together, which is so invigorating. It's just the music, the poetry is boundless beauty, but it's also so grounded in the artists with whom we were working on this project. As you all have heard tonight, the spirit, the generosity, the talent that all of these artists bring, the creativity. It was just a beautiful opportunity for both me and the organization Intercultural Journeys to work as a collaborative unit to shift gears and to bring this into a different light that than we could have ever expected, but it also in a way just to honor just to honor the light that we all have, that we can all share together. I also, I'm grateful for an amazing team, a small but mighty team with Intercultural Journeys. Carly's done an incredible job with just helping to bring, this into the public space. And Nia, who is our most recent staff member, has done an incredible job. She basically put together all the visuals. And so this has just been a very collaborative process, from the music, the poetry, the visuals, and just the elements of all being blended together in a very sensitive way, a way that we can continue to maintain the integrity of this work and also honor the spirit that this work came from. So I'm just so grateful. I hope that, IJ can continue to support artists in this really beautiful and inspiring way. And I'm just so grateful that Intercultural Journeys has also been able to support artists in this time when we all need it so very much. When the artists need the support and the communities need this artwork, this artistic beauty to continue to thrive and to live. So thank you all so much for joining us tonight, and thank you to all the artists for your labor of love. And I'm so happy to be friends with you. And I'll pass it back to Carly. Thank you so much.
Thank you again all so much. I have to say a huge thank you to the artists who allowed their beautiful work to come together and to share it with us tonight. Aslihan, Ertugrul, Umer, Sham, Fatih. It's just a joy to work with each of you. I have to echo Alex and give a huge shout out to my colleagues, IJ's artistic director, Alex Shah, and our phenomenal program and communications coordinator, Nia Benjamin, who has done an extraordinary amount of work to bring this concert to life. I also want to say a big thank you to IJ's board members, who I know many of you are watching tonight. Thank you so much. You work so hard. I'm so glad to have you here. And thank you to everyone who watched tonight. I'm so grateful to have you as a member of the Intercultural Journeys family. Stay with us. We can't wait to see you when we can gather in person again. Thank you all so much, and let's say good night now.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.